Cooper actually enjoys it when people, taunt him, and he's been dealing with this since like eighth, ninth grade, where he goes into the gym and they're chanting overrated or whatever it might be. He enjoys that, and it actually like makes him play harder.
Man, exciting time of year for you. I mean, Duke enters the tournament now as a 1 seed, and you've seen firsthand how hard Cooper and the entire team has worked this season. So was there any doubt in your mind that they wouldn't be a top seed, or were you like, oh, they're easy, first seed, no problem?
I think, they've proved time and again through this season that they can beat the best in the country. And, I think there's been a lot of talk about maybe the ACC wasn't as strong as other conferences, but we play who we play, and they've been up for the challenge of every rival. And I don't think that the NCAA tournament's going to be any different. It didn't really matter to me what seed we got, because you got to beat everybody.
Yeah. For you this past year, you mentioned it going in and out of airports, back and forth, but going from watching Cooper play in high school gyms to sold out Duke crowds, I mean, that's got to be a wild transition for you.
It's funny. Montverde Academy played a lot of sold out venues, and there were always big crowds there. So it's kind of a transition. Our high school in Maine, their freshman year, we sold out just about every game that they played. So they're really used to playing in gyms with, big crowds. But obviously there's nothing that can compare to things like Madison Square Garden and Cameron Indoor Stadium. Those places are definitely on another level. Um, but Cooper's never been afraid of the moment. So big crowds. He actually likes big crowds.
Oh my gosh. The crazy kind of good, Yeah. See, if that was me, I'd be like, oh my God, so nervous. But it is so crazy that players like Cooper are just doing this at the age of 18. So I'd love to hear how Jon Scheyer's helped Cooper adjust and mentor him this season.
It's really been a great partnership between them. They've got a great player coach relationship. We couldn't have asked for a better situation. We love everything about Duke and what, they're about. But just what Jon is building with that program is really incredible. It's incredible to watch a coach in his third season at the helm really be able to do what he's done is something else.
Yeah. As you know, fans get very, very passionate, especially in college basketball. I feel like I've covered so many sports, and there's nothing that compares to college fandom. So when it comes to confronting because you're in the spotlight, you're Cooper Flagg's mother. Have you confronted a lot of hostile situations like the one at UNC? You mentioned high school, the games were sold out, but has there been anything kind of like that moment against UNC?
Yeah, I mean, every gym that, he goes into, the other team, the opposing fans are going to obviously try to rattle him and
Yeah.
and get under his skin. And it's happened just about everywhere. That was nothing new. I just, was reacting as a sports mom, being excited in the moment for a really great play. And there are unkind fans doing unkind things. People often go over the line and don't recognize in the moment when, they're being unsportsmanlike, I guess. And I'm sure I've been guilty of that as well. I think, sometimes it happens in the moment, and people regret it after. But he doesn't get bothered at all. Cooper actually enjoys it when people, taunt him, and he's been dealing with this since like eighth, ninth grade, where he goes into the gym and they're chanting overrated or whatever it might be. He enjoys that, and it actually like makes him play harder, and
Yeah.
kind of turns up the juice. And we always know, good, go ahead and talk. He's gonna
Right.
do something crazy in a good way usually. But
Yeah, I love that.
and I'm a passionate mom. So, I'm on my feet, and that's why Dr. Scholl, having Dr. Scholl's support is incredible.
There you go. I love that. Um, Going back to kind of when it all started, were there what did you have any specific aspirations for Cooper and your other sons when you started them in sports? Like, was the goal always to be in the NBA, or did you kind of just let them follow their passion and then you're like, okay, I'm along for the ride?
As a athlete myself, former athlete, um, I think, I wanted to hope that I would have kids that would be into sports and, love it as much as I did. And the fact that all three of our boys really enjoyed basketball, but they played all sports. They played football, they played soccer, baseball. I had, one kid that did track. So, we were all over the place when they were younger. It's playing on multiple teams at the same time, and just running from field to court to gym, whatever. And
Yeah.
that's just what our family did. um and I'm so excited that they were able to turn those passions into potential future. But dreaming of the NBA, that's not something that has ever happened for kids from Maine. And so that was really this what's happening now, and the trajectory that Cooper's on specifically, is kind of beyond, I think, what our wildest dreams were.
Yeah. And I mean, personally, I'm not a mother, but I could only imagine how the position that you're into, whatever he ends up doing. I mean, obviously he's focused on the tournament right now, but having to make a decision of, do I want to go into the NBA draft? Do I want to play another year at Duke? I feel like as a mother, that's probably a very interesting situation to be in, wanting to support your son either way, but also, let's make the smart decision, or having to go through that talk with him. Do you find yourself in that position? And how do you go about navigating that?
Right now, we're solely focused on winning a national championship, and the
Gotcha.
rest of that we consider just to be noise at this point. I
Yeah.
know that those conversations are coming and they're around the corner, but we really just want to keep our focus where it is, and that's just supporting him, supporting the team, and hoping to see them reach their goal this year. Um, we'll give him whatever advice we have, but ultimately he's 18. he's and he's got to make the decision that feels right to him.
For sure. Last few questions here for you, and these are just a little bit more personal to you. So, what is there anything that you've learned about yourself in following your son's sports careers?
Uh, I am very, very passionate, and I want the whole team to succeed. It's not just
Yeah.
about my son, but I've grown to like really care about all these boys, and I love supporting all of them. And I've found that I have a hard time keeping my emotions in check sometimes because I'm so invested in them, and that's really hard. Um, I miss coaching because I coached for a lot of years. And I will say, like, when you're a coach, you feel like you have some control. And when you're just a mom, sometimes that's a little bit harder to not be in control. So um, I think I like control. That's what
I
I've
get
learned.
that. I get that a lot. Yes, yes, ma'am. I get that. What would you say you're most proud of about Cooper?
Ooh. I'm most proud of who he is as a person,
Yeah.
beyond him as an athlete and as a basketball player. He really is as kind and compassionate as he appears to be. And it's so nice to hear from other people that have met him or interacted with him, and they tell me,
Yeah.
like, he's such a genuinely good person. He cares about the people he meets. A lot of the people at Duke are telling me, like, No, it's amazing, like, he treats everyone with respect from managers to the coaches to, his teammates, and for me as a mom, like, there's no better compliment to hear, like, that he's a good person.